welcome guys to a new video. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, as this will show us that you guys are really enjoying this content. So today we will talk about the ultimate guide to trade, supply and demand. Okay, so basically, what is supply and demand trading? Supply and demand trading is basically a style of trading that many use nowadays in their trading journey to basically get very good risk to reward trades. Okay, and what's the basis behind supply and demand is that if a lot of players were active at a certain area, at a certain price point, then they can really leave us some footprints behind, or breadcrumbs behind. Okay, so they leave us information behind that they was interested in buying or selling into in a specific area. Okay, so let's first get into what is a supply zone. Okay, so a supply zone is an area that we can see where price previously has broken some market structure points. So let's say prices are going up and down, up and down, and at a certain point we see price going up for a bit and then breaking the previous lows. Okay, in this case, if you break the previous lows, this will be the supply area. And where do you draw the supply area? Like you see, it's not just like support and resistance. Where do you draw the area is basically where the selling started. There are multiple ways of doing it, and we will bring out a video as well on how you can draw these specific areas. So this would be a supply level. Why? This level has broken previous market structure to the downside, and we can spot where they sold. So if they potentially sold at this area, we can see they may be protecting this area once price comes back into the area. Okay, so this would be, in this case, a supply zone. Okay, so let us draw a demand zone. Okay, what is a demand zone? A demand zone is basically the same thing, but upside down. What do we want to see? Okay, you want to see price breaking previous market structure to the upside, and then basically on the origin or where the move started, you can start to draw a zone. Okay, so in this case, this would be a demand area. Okay, so this would be the supply area in this case. Why? We have a previous point of structure that we previously has broken to the upside. Where do we draw our zone? Okay, we draw a zone here where the move started. Okay, the beginning, the origin, however you want to call it. Okay, so we will draw a zone here. And now we will come to the good stuff. How can you take advantage of the supply or demand zones? Okay, so let's first start with the supply zone. So if we have a supply zone, how can we take advantage of it and get good trades from a supply level? So what you want to do is you want to see price coming back into that supply area. Okay, so if price comes into that supply area and respects some of your rules or your entry rules, whatever you want to use. Okay, there are multiple ways of doing this for everyone. Every individual trader is different. But if this level gets respected somehow to your system and you get an entry signal, then you enter at this area. Okay, and usually if these areas are respected, you get the best price. Okay, because you are not selling when price is going down, but you are selling when price is going up. Okay, and then showing signs of potential stopping. And you basically are selling when the price is very, very high. And this is what you want to do. You want to sell when the price is high, and you want to buy when the price is low. So basically the supply and demand areas will show you that, give you a technique to maybe identify when price is high or when prices are low. So now let's get to the bullish scenario or the demand area, how you can take advantage of a demand area. So what you want to see in this case is basically the same as in the sell area. Okay, you want to see price coming back down into the area, okay, and basically showing some signs of respecting that area. And then once you get an entry signal valid to your trading plan, then you can enter that zone and enter that trade and look to target previous market structure points. Okay, so how does this work? Okay, because now I have showed you two ways of doing supply and demand areas, but maybe you need a bit more. Okay, because which time frame you want to use, which one is better for beginners, which one is better for advanced people, etc., etc. Okay, so for beginners, I would advise you guys to stay on the higher time frames. Okay, something like the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour maybe, but this is already a pretty small time frame because this concept happens on every little time frame. Okay, it even happens on the seconds time frame, but the frequency of this will get much higher on the lower time frames, and this is where you have to be able to filter out the noise. Okay, so that's why as a beginner you maybe want to stay on the higher time frames and really get a feel of how prices can trade around these areas, and then you can work your way down and increase your risk to reward. Okay, but just by trading the higher time frames you can already get some pretty neat risk to reward ratios. Okay, so I hope this video was informative for you guys and you really liked this, and see you in the next video.